So the Build-A-Figures from I think Toy Biz started that one after Series 6, I think, with the Marvel Legends, and this is before Hasbro took over them. I do not know if they were the first to do it, but that was the first one I knew that did it.
Okay.
That's
All
how
right.
I could explain it. Like I never knew of any. Maybe I don't know. Let's see. Build the
I was
figures.
just thinking in general, like who did start the actual concept? Because I can't think of one back to the time that was pre Legends.
Yeah,
That was like I don't even think regular ass Toy Biz figures did that.
yeah,
Right? Did no.
yeah.
Was it?
Marvel Legends is credited to be the first one to do it,
Okay. All right.
and their first was Galactus.
Galactus. Yes, I have that one. Yes.
Yeah, and then they
That's
did the Sentinel.
the Sentinel. Yep. I think I have all three of I have the Galactus Sentinel. I have the. Did they make an Apocalypse or no?
They did Fing Fang Foom. They did Apocalypse. They did the Sentinel. They did Hulkbuster. Yeah,
So
they
no, I don't have Galactus. I have Apocalypse and a Sentinel. Okay,
yeah,
got you.
and then
Because the first one was had Spider-Man and Iron Man in it, right? The
yeah,
first wave.
yeah,
Yes, I do not have those.
yeah. So they didn't do it till later on in the figure line though.
Hmm.
And Sugar Man, they
Oh
did
yeah, 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 yeah. It wasn't the original
yeah,
line or what have you. Okay.
Fing Fang Foom.
Is he gonna is he gonna be in Shang-Chi?
I
No,
heard he might
he's a
be.
Fantastic Four villain, right?
He could be in Shang-Chi. Like the storyline they're telling, it makes more sense for him to be in it.
Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't pass it if he's in it or not.
And then oh, that was a news thing. They the what Kevin Feige or somebody else in Marvel confirmed that that is Abomination
Yes.
in the trailer, which is
Yep.
like,
Yep.
all right, that's cool.
We got Abomination coming.
What the hell is he going to do?
Uh,
Does do you have any prior Shang-Chi knowledge?
no, not much. All I know is he trained Spider-Man on how to fight.
And that's how recent.
During the early '70s, late '80s, mid
Really?
'80s.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Okay.
was like one of those 1970 characters that was pretty much like a stereotype character wise,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
Luke Cage and Iron Fist and that kind of era kind of shit.
Almost Doctor Strange,
Doctor
which kind of
Strange too.
kind of ties into our verdict this week.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that looks actually really good. I'm hoping to see more of that. Um, yeah, that would be cool to see. But yeah, it looks
Okay.
good. It's looking good. I know by the end of this month we're gonna see what else is gonna come out for MCU and the new dates for like the new TV shows coming because you have She-Hulk, Hawkeye, and a couple others down the road too.
Really, damn. They gonna do She-Hulk after all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they took too long. Too
Yeah.
long.
Too
She
long.
should have been a character.
Yeah, she should have, but hey, better now than never.
I would have taken her movie or series over what's that lady with the blonde lady with the
Oh,
superpowers?
Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If
Yeah.
I'm being perfectly honest,
Yeah.
yes.
And
So
oh, last but not least, Spider-Man No Way Home got like kind of spoiled with the toy lines.
again, this is the second time because Loki did that with the female lady. I mean
Yeah.
the female Loki. What's it?
So
Sylvie is her name. That's
yeah.
what it
So
is.
it shows like a Doctor Strange Spider-Man mashup thing.
As in like a costume?
No, he's using the powers of Doctor Strange.
No, but wait. So it's a Spider-Man figure like with a cape and stuff?
No, it's he's using the circles thing and he has like a blue orb and he's using that circle shit he does.
Is that like the movie version of the Agamotto, like when he's using it, or is it
Yeah,
something
something like
else?
that. I forgot what it
Okay,
is,
okay.
but Yeah,
What?
they also showcased a black suit.
As in like a symbiote suit, or as in like a stealth
It's
suit?
just a stealth suit. It looks like a stealth suit. It's like black and gold webbing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
they kind of showcase things like that. So there's a little theory that I kind of like was talking about a couple people, and then what I'm thinking is gonna happen is like I think the fact that they kind of really they kind of said already that Tobey Maguire is gonna be part of the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, that'd be cool.
As who knows? But I have a feeling that he might not play up another Peter Parker.
He should.
I think he's playing Ben Parker.
As in Ben Riley, or you mean
No,
Uncle Ben?
Uncle Ben. I think what he's gonna do is play what in his universe he became Spider-Man, and Parker is the one that died.
Did they ever do that as a story?
They kind of did it with the Spider-Man the End.
Okay.
So it's
How?
similar
Okay, I'm
to
not
that.
familiar with it. So like, how long ago was that?
Maybe 10 years ago,
Okay.
15 years ago. But it's similar to that. He had like the leather jacket suit shit. Like you actually see it in the game. He has it in the game.
Oh, it's in the game. Wow. Okay.
But I have a feeling that Tobey Maguire will be Ben Parker and not Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it leads me to say, huh? So if they make him an alternate version of Ben Parker, what will can Andrew
Andrew.
Garfield be Scarlet Spider
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, right?
and be Ben Riley?
But here's what I was hoping. I was hoping that instead of Ben Riley, we get Kane. That's what I want.
Kane.
Yeah, I want Kane.
But that means that the Clone Wars exist.
No, just, I don't want. I don't want. No, no, no. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. You only want one character. I don't want all that nonsense. If he can come from the world of that,
Yeah.
yes. But I don't want all the nonsense with him. But I would love to have just that type of character, which is like that dark, twisted Peter Parker,
Yeah.
but he's like horribly scarred.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's go.
So honestly, to be honest, we don't know exactly where this movie's gonna go. We have not got a trailer yet or even a teaser, so we don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. But the idea of Ben Parker being Tobey Maguire makes a lot of sense because then
Mhm.
Ben could see Parker as an adult, and Parker could finally meet Uncle Ben because you don't know exactly when he died in the MCU.
Okay,
They never really talked about it in the MCU.
that's true. That's
So it's something that they could really go, and it makes a lot of sense. So now I'm thinking Andrew Garfield, like then if he should not be another Parker. If the one is Ben, it should be another alternate. So I could see Ben Rally being the alternate version
Because-
in Andrew Garfield.
And also, just I guess another way to establish this
Multiverse.
just yeah, but not even that. Just to establish the MCU's version, like to solidify. Oh, this doesn't happen here. This doesn't happen here.
Yeah,
So please don't expect this to be exactly what you think.
yeah. I think
That'd
that's a
be
good
cool.
way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, they have not. It's like they went out of their way not to do the origin from the original.
And I'm 100% behind that. I was perfectly
So-
fine with it, but there's gonna be a time that you're gonna have to mention that.
That's maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be the time.
Maybe
that they mention
maybe this universe, maybe the MCU's universe, Uncle Ben got sucked into a time rift and he was never seen again. I don't
Yeah.
know. He just falls out
it. Yeah.
in another movie and he's like the main villain. Who are
Yeah.
you? I'm Uncle Ben.
Yeah, because Uncle Ben in the MCU, he's mentioned. He just never really clear
Gotcha.
on how he died.
Gotcha. Did they? Okay, so again, I don't really remember the first two Spider-Man movies that, like detail wise, as in like the things in the houses and stuff. Did they ever have like pictures in the house where they were supposed to be like Aunt May standing next to some guy and they just never explained it
In the
or anything like
MCU,
that? Yeah,
to be honest, I cannot tell you.
because
I
I
do
know
not know.
like if that was real, is what I'm saying. That's obviously a planned thing.
Yeah,
So I would wonder, like, if you look around in their house and you see, like, in the living room, is a picture of like Aunt May standing like some dude holding her, and like they never talk about that. And
Yeah.
I wonder if that exists.
maybe they do. Maybe there was like honestly, I might have to watch it again to see if there was like just to hint it. But I honestly say maybe if they're smart enough, they probably did that already. And honestly, they could easily make him look like Tobey Maguire, and
Mhm.
honestly, he's old enough to could be the dude's father and shit like that
Yeah,
too. So
that's true. That's true.
so him being an alternate version of Ben and a different timeline and shit like that makes a lot of sense, and it actually brings an emotional stake because he finally gets to really talk to him as an adult, and
That's true.
like it works. So that could be very interesting.
The other
if they
thing,
do that.
though, I I feel like that is kind of like a uh, if you don't establish that as a thing in this universe, right, in the MCU,
Yeah.
you kind of start to think, what the hell are they gonna have? I mean, I guess they just go from the first movie, really, because it's like that's you just really stop and think about it. You go, damn, there's no Spider-Man without Uncle Ben, so what the hell?
Yeah.
She's kind of like, there's no Batman without his parents getting shot, so what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that did okay. In your opinion, did the first movie give you enough of a reason for him to be Spider-Man?
You know what? I feel because I think the first movie just established what happened, what
Okay,
led
okay,
to this, and just let's move from there. Simple as that.
okay, okay,
I think that's
okay.
exactly what the movie did. It gave you a faster pace that you just knew what Spider-Man was. I think you've seen his origin enough times that you kind of knew what was going on. So they didn't really have to explain it because you saw the other two movies. You know what happened.
But the
So,
number one thing, Mark, I just want to bring up though, is that it just made me realize, thinking about it, like about talking about photos and whatnot,
yeah.
is that it's not I won't say rob. Rob is the wrong word. It does take out a huge emotional part of like what is a part of Spider-Man,
So,
and
this,
and for Aunt May too, like to be
yeah.
widowed. So it's like, huh?
So this
I
is
wonder if they're
where
gonna put
this is
something
where you
else in
could
that place.
probably like mention so in the beginning of part 3, this is where you could probably mention Uncle Ben. This is where you
Hmm.
actually really
Hmm.
establish like his wanting to know him a bit more or haven't seen him and or don't remember him and things like that. So this is the movie you could really like establish that Uncle Ben was a character.
That's true. That's true.
So
Also,
this
it's because of how I'm gonna say age-wise. I wonder, did they ever establish how long it was between the time he went there and how old? Like, how old is he in this universe anyway?
so
Isn't he
he's
like younger than he was? No, that's not true because he actually was in high school.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was in high school. He was still in high
yeah.
school in both movies.
No, that's what I'm saying. And this one, at least, not Tobey Maguire, he looked old enough to be like,
Well, he technically was in high school in the first
he
movie.
technically was. Why they Hollywood?
Yeah.
Why you do that?
But in this one,
Anyway,
he's like 15, 16.
okay,
He
all
got the
right, all right,
powers
all
at
right.
I think 13 or 14.
Okay,
So
all right,
he
all
had
right.
the powers for at least a year or so.
And then it's just that I would like to see what they would do to establish it, because it's like, man, if you don't remember that dude and they never mentioned him for two movies,
Yeah.
that means you probably never met him.
Yeah.
So that already changes things. Where it's like, I wonder if at this point he's dead. He's dead before Peter meets him. So then, like, he doesn't really have an emotional attachment to him when he meets him. If
Hmm.
it's like, as you said, that'd be different.
Yeah. I
That'd
think
be interesting.
yeah, I think it would be interesting if like say for instance like again he's about to graduate college in the next movie and things like that. And then
Hmm.
this is where they establish that he misses Uncle Ben. Like he wished he was there to just watch him graduate and things like that. This is something they always talked about, and this is where you actually really bring in the plot of Uncle Ben existing and how he died because they never
This
really
is.
mentioned that.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
they could even have him like, revisiting things and actually kind of really talking about it and actually opening up about it because he never really mentioned it before. So this is something that you could really bring in, especially with the multiverse and with how you could go back to the past and actually they could even show you the origin and see how he died with just like going back in time with fucking Doctor Strange and shit. Seeing that they established that Doctor Strange is going to be in this movie.
You know what? Also, you just gave me uh, an even better idea. Is I think what might be more plausible is he sees it happen, but not in his reality.
Yeah.
Is he sees one of the, because again we're establishing multiverse. If that's the thing, the rumor, right?
Yeah.
Is he doesn't is the MCU version is probably just he doesn't know him because he never met him or whatever.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that, but then he sees it,
Yeah.
and it happens to Toby. It happens to Andrew Garfield or whatever, what have you. So like,
Yeah.
that could be an interesting way to do it as well.
Yeah, if they all versions of Parker, then you can actually really establish the connection of why they do what they do, and then that's something that'll be a different way of doing it. But I have a big feeling that Toby is gonna be Ben Parker. And
what if he's not Ben Parker, but he's what's his name?
like
Miguel?
Ezekiel?
No, oh shit, no. What if he's Miguel? What if he's 2099? They just changed it up. Switch it up.
I don't think they have touched that stone yet.
Okay, all right.
I think they already established something that of 2099, but is not in the Spider-Man movie. Is in the animated movie with Miles, because he's in the end credit in the Miles movie.
Okay, all right.
So they established 2099 in the Miles movie. They also mentioned the company that the female Dr. Ox worked for was Alchemix, which was the yeah. So he's establishing that.
Gotcha.
To see how far they do and maybe mix the movies together and just have like a weird ass shit going. Like it'd be funny if they go into the multiverse and they fall through a cartoon. That'd be fucking crazy. Shit like that.
Wow, dude. Don't say that. You might have just made the greatest movie ever.
Because, if you really think about it, if you read the Spider-Verse comic books, that's what they did. They had the fucking, the Zord, in the Japanese Spider-Man, he fucking brought out his Megazord and flew through the fucking thing and things like that. And they also met with the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon and the spectacular Spider-Man cartoon. They all met up with the Miles Morales and all that shit. So they did all that shit in the comic. Yeah,
there's a badass poster of like the Spider-Man multiverse and like Spider-Ham is there.
Yep.
It's just like they really did that. So
Yeah. So there's a lot of things they could do. I'm very interested in where they go with the Spider-Man with all the multiverses and stuff like that, because it kind of hints into what they're gonna do. But I have a big feeling that Toby's gonna play Ben Parker.
Okay, all right.
It makes sense.
Did he have a name? Did an alternate? Has there been an alternate Ben Parker as a hero or villain?
So
in past Marvel,
there was like a what if.
Okay.
And I think that's where they're probably getting the idea, maybe with Toby, is the what if Ben Parker was the one that got bit and not Park. So this is what I think. I think in his world, Parker dies. Peter dies.
So that's you. So I know that's the legacy that kind of character would have is like is a what if. Okay.
So what I think it will be like in his world, when Peter died, Aunt May left him because he died and he went through a depression. That's when he became Spider-Man, and that's when he was just focused on just saving people and not caring about anything outside of his world. So you're gonna have like a very disgruntled, very like kind of Batman-ish.
But not socks, not one shoe Peter Parker, right?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have like the one that very disgruntled, serious, very strong tone Spider-Man, and not like the funny, giggly one.
But not
a smile.
Not Thomas Wayne, right?
Not Thomas Wayne. He ain't killing people.
Okay.
I still think he ain't gonna kill people. He gonna hurt them very, very badly though.
Is there a Spider Punisher?
Yeah, there was. It was a what if comic too.
We need that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen with that Spider-Man movie. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing something of it, because I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most this year. Eternals, I'm like, Black Widow, I kind of want to see because I just want to get it over with, because it's supposed to come out like 2 years ago, so I'm like, let's get it done.
Okay.
But it looks good. But I just want the Spider-Man movie. I think is the one I'm really looking at and seeing whether they're gonna go with it.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And then talking about Doctor Strange, we go into our verdict. The multiverse of Doctor Strange is Dr. Morbid.
I mean, if you look at the picture,
Yeah.
it looks like they was just, I don't care. We don't care if you sue us. Go ahead, let's just steal it.
It was like
So,
it's 1992. Who knows who Doctor Strange is?
damn, that's messed up. Oh,
Look what you
okay.
did. You're
So,
Captain America.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Doctor
so
Murrid.
this one is kind of like they don't have all everything. When you hit Doctor, oh, why does it look like this? It's different. Anyway, so they don't have the date though for this one. Do you have the date for it?
1992. September 14th, 1992.
September 14th. Okay, so this is Mordred. We have to point that out.
Mordred.
Mordred,
Yeah.
not
I had to
Doctor
wait.
Strange.
I had to wait till they said something about it and said the name in order to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying it
Yeah.
wrong.
It was just like, see, when you said it though, I thought Moreau. Then you got it right. I read what you were saying, and then I was like, I still don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and I'm like, this is a bootleg Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so when I
anyway,
saw the cover, I sent it directly to you, so you see
yes.
it. And then I found it on Tubi. I was like, thank God we don't have to pay for this shit.
See, bless Tubi, bless Tubi. If anybody ever said Tubi is not good, they're lying.
Man, Tubi was responsible for half the morphing cast.
There you go.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
There you go.
So this was directed by Albert Band and Charles Band, I assume brothers.
I guess so. Hope so.
I'm trying to see. Damn. The first thing I saw was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but that's not even the first thing. So, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Oh,
Sequel sucked.
oh, Ghoulies 2.
Oh, wow. They did Prehysteria. That movie was retarded.
Let's see.
They had
They
like miniature
made-
fucking dinosaurs and shit.
They made Troll. He was the producer on Troll. Ding, 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 ding. We got him. Yes, it's that Troll movie.
Is this the Hercules with?
Not Troll 2. Because Troll 2 is the one everybody remembers. They're gonna eat me. Ah.
Prehysteria was a retarded ass movie.
Let's see, Pet Shop. I've heard of Pet Shop. What? It's a bootleg Gizmo. So, what I'm seeing is a lot of like mid '90s horror and stuff.
Yeah.
Oblivion 2, Zorak the Invader, Curse the Puppet Master, Magic Island. Okay, so it's a mix of stuff, but it's mostly like, eh.
A lot of claymation shit.
Okay,
They
okay.
used like the claymation animation for it.
All right.
Because
But it goes back
Prehysteria was
to
like
the
that
Young
too.
Guns. I know the name, the Young Guns. That's an old ass 1956. So I mean, so we're seeing where the sensibilities to this movie come from. And I guess see, you say they wrote it, this movie seemed like it was, who cares? Nobody knows who Doctor Strange is, but I really feel like they knew. They knew what they were doing. They purposely made their own Doctor Strange movie because it just seems so. If his name is Mordred, right? Isn't Doctor Strange adversary like Morden or something?
Mordor.
Baron Mordo. Or
Yeah,
something like
Baron
that. Like,
Mordo. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so as we get through this, we're gonna have a very familiar face if you listen to our cast before. Oh
Yes.
boy, even his picture is the movie we talked about. So the star of this movie is Jeffrey Combs as Dr. Mordred. Is she the? Yeah, she's the female lead. Yvette Nepar as Samantha Hunt, excuse me. Jay Acavone as Tony Gordio.
Yeah, he's the cop.
Yes, he's the main cop. Yeah, he doesn't. His IMDb pictures. He looks way different because he's an old man now. Keith Coloris as Adrian. Rich Brinkley as Gunner. And gotta shout him out 10 times. Brian Thompson as Cabal.
Yep.
Now, why is that ironic? That is because Brian Thompson also played Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
At least this was better than that.
barely. At least, yeah. No. I can't defend Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Sorry, I will not. This is much better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
So pretty much this had like a Doctor Strange kind of like plot is the fact that
100%.
yeah.
It was ripped off. Yes.
Yeah, it was like two sorcerers from the fourth dimension fight a timeless battle over the fate of the Earth. That's pretty much
Yes.
like the self description of this movie.
Yes.
I actually liked Brian Thompson's character a lot in this because he was just that weird fucking character. Yo, this movie was a rated R movie, and it was just like very awkwardly when it did rated R stuff.
Yeah, the way it transitions into the stuff is kind of awkward because it doesn't give you any reasoning beforehand, and then it happens, and then it's like, oh, this is why that's going on. Okay.
Yeah, like how I say it was awkwardly. Like it felt like it was supposed to like cater to younger crowd, just because how some things were like aesthetically like. Say for instance, how they showed his lab. That could have been something of a toy
Yeah.
in ways,
Right.
and it was just like some places was very like like modest and stuff like that. So when they actually showed the rated R stuff or they cursed, it just felt awkward. They was just like cursed, like, oh look, we did that. We did rated R now. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
And they
A little
showed like,
bit,
the one
right?
nakedness scene, and it's just like, hey, look, titties, and then it was just like it was just very awkward.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like I didn't even. At least they explained what was going on
Yeah.
because the scene is human sacrifice.
Yeah,
So it's not like they were just doing it for kicks, but it's like the transition into some of that stuff was like, is here we go doing this really wacky zany thing, and this is being explained, and this is completely off the wall. Bam,
yeah.
what? And then fucking shit. And it's just, like, yeah.
I felt like it needed a beep when they cursed.
I felt like they needed an editor. That's what I felt like this movie needed.
Oh.
An editor and a budget.
Yeah,
Because
they-
this
they
is a
didn't have-
low budget movie.
Yeah,
From
they
the
didn't have a
opening
budget.
scene, I was already laughing. I couldn't
Man.
help it. When the guy gets shot in the truck and there's no blood,
Yeah,
and he got shot from like 2 feet away,
yeah,
I'm like, well, I know what we're in for. And then your man, Brian Thompson, as Cabal,
yeah.
he shows up on the highway. He possesses a man and makes him steal diamonds from a truck and blow his brains out while he stands there all menacingly.
Exactly. He's like, I don't need you anymore. Like,
And I was just
damn,
sitting there the
man.
whole time. Is that Shao Kahn? Is that Shao Kahn? It is. And I was just like, oh, man. Wait till I tell Merc I know
There-
the Shao Kahn.
There was a
'Cause
lot
I know you
of,
knew who it was.
Yeah, there was a lot of like it's you know, again, like I was telling you, like especially when he was in this headquarters of Dr. Morid. I felt like he needed a saxophone in his house. Like he looked like he did magic parties during the day, and he was teaching a college class, and he was just so,
You mean
like did so much.
He was Nightman?
He was
Which is what you're saying? He
Pretty
looked like he was
much.
Nightman?
He was Nightman. He was pretty much Nightman. Probably the same quality too.
Yeah. Yes. No. You're 100% right. It's the same quality. Except
Yeah.
I like Nightman more because Nightman was like was that half an hour on the weekend? I
Yeah.
think it was half an hour on the weekend.
This is an hour.
So, oh no, Nightman was an hour.
That
I
shit
watched
was
an
an
hour
hour.
of Nightman
yeah,
with commercials.
yeah.
Oh boy,
It's a full
man,
hour.
the things you do as a child, huh?
Yeah, man.
Sheesh.
Question yourself after a while. You're like, what the? That is a lot of time I wasted.
But I used to watch commercials. Well, you know what commercials were better back then. I'm just gonna say that anyway.
Yeah, but like if you actually looked at Doctor Morid, he looked just like Doctor Strange, like a very like make a wish edition of Doctor Strange.
So, okay, so as we're going through, you can almost see the through lines to
Yeah.
parallels of Doctor Strange. It's just they take the him being okay. So we know Doctor Strange is a star surgeon, right?
Yeah.
He's that. His whole thing wasn't it? Is the original origin
Yeah,
that
he
he
was
was
a
arrogant about it?
yeah, very
So-
arrogant about it, and then he lost
So-
the feelings in his hands.
Yes, because of the accident, right? So that's him getting his learning thing. So instead of doing that curve, they have him be something of a high position
Yeah,
in this by making him a college professor.
Yeah.
That he's giving lectures and whatnot. But then you find out he's also the landlord of this complex.
yeah,
because the lady sees the rent check on his night. Oh, not his nightstand, like on his little end table.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is my rent check. How did this get here?" And I thought it was going to be like some creepy. He's
Yeah.
like, "You're the landlord, aren't you? You're the super." And like, he didn't even say yes. She was just like, "I need you to fix my garbage disposal," which I thought was hilarious. But like, it's almost the same thing where he's in this super high position, but
Yeah.
you to the story's credit, they kind of earn it because these two guys are, like you said, sorcerers from the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
They go through the little spiel. They could be gods and rule this primitive land. The Cabal mentions that many times. You know what I mean? Like he's basically just biding his time till he gets what he needs and
Yeah.
collecting the pieces to basically. He's trying to become more powerful than Dr. Mordred,
Yeah.
so that when he eventually tries to take over everything, he has nobody to oppose him.
Yeah.
So that's what you're basically seeing. The end of his scheme coming together is basically that's what you have. Like that's the two contrasting sides to this movie is the cops and the real world trying to figure out why these bizarre things are happening, which is we have the diamond theft, but the guards killing themselves. Like what? Then you have the punk rock guy that he gives the powers,
Yeah.
and so that intersects with Dr. Mordred because they think it's him at one point.
Yeah.
The lady who lives in his complex, she works closely with the police, and so she mentions that guy and basically says, "Oh, he lives in my complex." So the cops go get him and take his, so they don't have to go looking for him. So that's like basically intersecting Dr. Mordred with Cabal's plot, like
Yeah.
one for one. So it's kind of smartly written how everything ends up. So I can't really sit here and say just because this is a low budget movie, it's like it's a bad movie. You know what I
No,
mean?
it had it some. Again, we've seen worse, but it had a plot that kept me interested in what was gonna happen next. It was not something that I was just like looking at my phone, so like that. I was actually really paying attention to this movie. It happens a lot when we watch certain movies, and I'm just like, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
But this one had an interesting plot. I was very interested to see where it went. Again, I guess it's just like a Wish.com version of Doctor Strange. Like the suit, he even had like the chain and his own little.
Yo, Mark, he looked like a double dragon. He looked like Billy. Is it Billy with that's blue in the movie?
Yeah.
I think it's Billy that's blue in the
Billy.
movie.
Yeah, Billy's blue.
But he had the medallion. He had the blue jumpsuit. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Did they take this for Double Dragon? But yeah, it's just it's a hard recommend. It's like only watch it for the curiosity, really.
Yeah, if you're bored and you have Tubi, put it on.
Yeah, you
Why
could do
not?
worse. You could definitely do worse.
Why not? There's a lot
But-
worse movies on there, like Velocipaster.
But it's definitely yeah. But it's definitely we got RoboCop 3 coming up.
No, actually,
That might be my first zero. No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
soon,
you got
soon.
RoboCop 3 very soon, like next week.
So that might be my first zero. I'm just saying it might be Condor Man, but for this movie, I'm gonna give it a 2.75.
2.7.
For me, it's dry. It's a little dry. It's not that long. Like that's what really saves this movie. It's not that long.
Yeah.
But again, it is like you said, Wish.com, Doctor Strange. It just really is.
So, so it doesn't make your top 10. It's your number 20 at 2.75, and is right over Howard the Duck, and right before, right after Superman 3.
Okay, not mad.
On my list, I actually put it a little higher. It is a 2.75 as well, but it's my number 18.
Okay, cool.
Next movie up on our list will be Meteor Man.
Man, I've only seen this once.
I think I've seen it once too, and I just don't. All I remember is how cheesy he looked in the suit.
Yeah, basically, that's what I really remember. Yeah, I don't particularly remember it being that funny,
Yeah.
that entertaining and stuff. So
So
yeah.
the rest of July lineup pretty much is Meteor Man this week, RoboCop 3 next week, Blank Man the following week, and The Crow will end July.
I don't wanna alarm you, but have you looked at the cast of this movie of Meteor Man?
No.
One of these things is no longer like the others. That's all I got to say. In the middle of the lineup, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he has a small role in that, doesn't he?
I think his role is kind of big.
Marvin.
Like a figurehead now. Like he's like the neighborhood. I think he's like the paper guy or something.
Marvin
like
and
that.
Mute.
He owns the stand or something like that.
Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah.
We have Meteor Man next.
But it's got James Earl Jones. It's got Robert Guillaume. It's got
There's
Don
a lot of
Cheadle.
people that own favors.
It's got Don Cheadle. It's got Eddie Griffin. It makes up for it. That's what I'm trying to say. It got Sinbad. It got Luther Vandross before he passed. All right.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane is in a movie? Okay, listen.
Hopefully this is good. Hopefully good. So again, our roundup with July, again, Meteor Man, Meteor Man, RoboCop 3, Blank Man, and The Crow were in July.
Gotcha.
And then August we have Guyver 2, Fantastic Four, The Mask, and The Shadow.
That's not too bad of a month, but it ain't great either.
No, it's not. The Mask, I think, is the highlight of August.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, you know what? That's the mystery right here.
Yeah.
I think that's the movie we did this list.
We did it for. Yeah.
All right.
100% agree. So
All right. So, yeah. Want to run down the top 10? So, let me go back. Your top 10 right now is RoboCop, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, RoboCop 2, Batman, Toxic Avenger, Superman, Darkman, Superman the Movie, Dick Tracy, and Flash Gordon rounds up your top 10. My top 10 right now is Turtles, RoboCop, Batman, RoboCop 2, Superman 2, Darkman, Flash Gordon, Batman Returns, Superman 1, and Dick Tracy.
gotcha. Okay.
So again, next week, Meteor Man.
Hopefully it's good.
Guess we'll wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere, Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. That is also YouTube. That is also SoundCloud. And that is also Spotify. And also check out the WordPress. Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, all Mark the Mic. Follow our Facebook pages, the Red Cyclone Inc. and the Wrestling Bible pages. We are very active on there, and definitely check those out as well. And then check out all our podcasts. We have the Morphin Cast, the Gamer Rage podcast, the Odd Shell Shock, and the Not a Trekkie podcast, all monthly podcasts. Definitely check those out. And that's it.
Yes, sir.
Always remember.
So, don't forget the Jinkies and them sandwiches, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Magically
But he's getting
appearing.
But we continue in the thread from earlier. He was getting teabagged by Pat McAfee, so he was too busy. He's trying to fight back. So.
He took the Eye of Mordor to sneak sandwiches.
He ended up in Michael Cole's body at the wrong time. So.
Like tuna and cheese sandwich, whatever. Peace out, laters, and yeah.